All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor. I'm joined by Ranger Amanda Pollock down in Bar Harbor, and thank you very much for joining us. I know you're so busy. This is going to be one of the, well, I guess probably like the last busy weekend down in Acadia National Park with Indigenous Peoples Day, but weekend. But talk to us a little about what people should prepare if they are traveling to Acadia National Park this holiday weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a busy weekend, and it's actually seemed, at least anecdotally, busier than normal. It's felt very busy just in terms of the numbers of visitors we're getting at the visitor center still. And so maybe this isn't our last wicked busy weekend. I guess we're about to find out.
Right.
But I think the most important thing that people can do when they're planning their holiday weekend trip here is to plan ahead and to have a backup plan. We know it's going to be crazy busy. So because we know it's going to be really busy from 10 and 4, maybe try and come a little early or maybe explore a little bit later in the evening. Maybe make sure you have your reservation up Cadillac Mountain ahead of time. Making sure you bring your layers, that you're wearing appropriate footwear. So all of those things, it's way better to be over prepared than under prepared when coming to Acadia on such a busy weekend.
Uh, for people who may be visiting to the area, definitely dress warmly. I mean, now we're starting to have some temperatures dip into the 40s at night, and there's a substantial difference between temperatures at the entrance to Acadia National Park and then at the top of Cadillac Mountain.
Absolutely. It's at least a 2-degree difference, which doesn't sound like much, but it really feels like a lot, especially when you add the wind chill on top of that. So having those layers is so important, and making sure that you have some room in your backpack when it's time to shed them off and put them back on. But I know I've already turned my heat on, which is hard to
No, you
believe.
have not, have
I
you?
have. I
Oh,
know I'm weak. Here we are.
I'm so embarrassed
But
for
yeah,
you.
it's me too. I know I'm not a real Mainer yet, is what that really translates to. But no, it definitely is a lot cooler than people realize. It's that traditional New England fall. And so bundle up, and make sure you have those extra pieces of clothing just in case you get chilly.
It looks like Mother Nature is kind of making peak coincide with Indigenous Peoples Weekend. Normally, down in Acadia National Park, it's maybe like a week after, but it looks like from what I've seen, we're going to be very close to peak this weekend.
Yeah, the tree leaves are looking really pretty magical out here, I have to say. So yeah, it's definitely going to be beautiful out there for fall foliage season. We know as the climate changes that we're seeing foliage season kind of shift later and later. But yeah, as of this week, we're looking, at least you're right, pretty close to peak. So anywhere out in the park, the leaves really are pretty
And
majestic.
and we've been really lucky that there's not been much of a leaf drop. So hopefully, depending upon what the hurricane does and what the weather does, the leaves should stay on the trees for maybe an extended period of time this year.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that would look like, but I know when I've been out and about on the trails and the carriage roads, I've definitely started to see some of those leaves dropping, and they can be slippery, especially on top of that granite if they do get a little bit wet. So yeah, just making sure you have solid footing as you're walking or bike riding throughout the park. Always be a little bit more cautious when you're out and about.
Now, if people are visiting, they should make sure that they have their cell phone with them, even though there may not be uh, tremendous coverage throughout the entire park. 911 works throughout the park.
Yep, that's my understanding. So if you get hurt and you get in an accident, call 911 and we'll get somebody out there to you. But yeah, the more we can minimize the 911 calls that are coming through, we don't want you to get hurt just as much as you don't want to get hurt. So taking those preventative actions and being really cautious, and just thinking ahead before you go out on one of your hikes or bikes or adventures out in the park, that can help make sure we don't have that problem, which is always the ultimate goal.
Now, I know that Thunder Hole is always such a big attraction. It's amazing to see what nature does. But even though the hurricane is south of us, by Monday, we may in fact be feeling some of the effects of that, or early next week, and that there may be some closures in terms of Thunder Hole. Not to say that there will, but the swells may be and waves may be bigger. It's just really, really important that everyone follows the rangers' guidelines and park closures to so people don't get hurt. It's not like everybody's saying, "Oh, don't come here now because of this," but it's just to keep everybody safe.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we haven't talked about any closures related to that yet. So we're definitely taking it day by day, but absolutely staying on the marked paths. They're marked for a reason. And it's because, we don't want you washing out the sea. That is, again, certainly not how you want to spend your vacation in Acadia National Park or your day off in Acadia National Park. Water's cold, air's cold. So yeah, just making sure that you are staying on those marked paths, not getting too close to the waves, and staying back in a overtly safe distance. And then it's a really beautiful thing to watch. But no, we always welcome anybody who wants to come visit the park at any time.
For those people that may not have made reservations to go up the mountain, you're not too late because the park opens up and offers reservations the day of and the day before, correct?
Absolutely. So we actually hold 70% of our Cadillac reservations for those 2 days before. So if you haven't gotten your ticket to go up Cadillac Mountain yet, it is absolutely not too late. These holiday weekends, we definitely see reservation times running out. So make sure you do get that reservation. But there's certainly time left to be able to get them. We haven't even opened some of them yet for the holiday weekend. So
And
it'll be
and when
exciting.
and where do people make those reservations? What is the website?
Yep. So it's ultimately rec.gov. They are the ones who handle the reservations for us. But you can find links to that website through our website at www.nps.gov/ACAD.
Okay. And then lastly, reservations for the park to climb to or to go up to the Acadia to go up to Cadillac Mountain are only needed through when? Because we're coming near the end of when we need reservations.
Yeah, so October 22nd, I believe, is the date. It's on our website for sure, but
Okay.
it's definitely coming up where there will be a time period. It's always funny the day after the reservation system shuts down because it's a little reminder of how it used to be before the
Right.
reservation system. It's kind of flocked, it's crowded, it's a little bit chaotic actually to kind of get up there on that day right after the reservations close. So we are, again, plan ahead, be careful, make good choices. But it's not going anywhere. So if you don't get there the day after the reservation system closed down, you're okay to come up another time.
Right. We're not expect there's no major erosion happening, right? And the mountain's gonna stay there. It's been there
I
for
hope not.
right, wholly, right?
That would
Exactly.
definitely be a surprise to everybody.
We'll do a video about that if that happens. I guess the other thing too is that just to remind everybody that you do need a park pass year round. Um, and I know that there was a period where it wasn't enforced after like November 1st, but you do need a park pass to go into Acadia National Park year round. Those fees go towards maintenance and Lord knows there's plenty of maintenance that needs to be done at Acadia National Park. So
It
it's
sure
your way of
is.
supporting the park.
And I think that's a great way to really think about it is I don't think people understand the impact that their fees have on our ability to keep Acadia beautiful and keep it open for you all to come and explore and visit. Those fee dollars support many positions here in the park. So a lot of our staff who keep the park open for y'all are being paid through fee revenue. And the more people pay their fees, the better it ultimately is going to be for your visitor experience. So yeah, it's your way of contributing.
And for Maine residents and for those that frequent the park very often and are nearby, you'll be able to purchase your nearly half off park passes in December, like normal. And if you're as old as I am, then you're able to purchase your senior pass and with a one-time fee, and then you never have to worry about that again.
The senior pass is, I mean, good as gold, really. I mean, it's a great deal. You get to use it for the rest of your life after you pay that one flat fee. And yes, I haven't heard anything to the contrary about the half price sale. So as we get closer to that, we'll be able to have a little bit more information about that as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Have a very safe and happy weekend, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Chris.